Hi, Assalamualaikum to all panel. Firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Hadri Islam bin Abbas and my number metric is CN10030. Today, I want to present my project titled Design and Fabrication of a Prototype of Mini Model Tempeh Packaging Machine for IKS Industry, Paper and Soybean Feeder Part System. What is tempeh? Basically, tempeh is a fermented food. The ingredients that we should have is soybean, ragi tempeh, and vinegar. Okay. Next, what is Rhizopus oligosporus? Rhizopus oligosporus is one of the fungus that used in the tempeh manufacturing industry. Fungus is produced from fermented of ragi tempeh, and fungus grows well in warm temperature around 30 to 40 Celsius. For the problem statement, firstly, the main purpose for this publication of mini model tempeh packaging system is to further labor cost and time for tempeh packing process. Otherwise, ergonomic position in doing the job being one of the issue towards this problem. Worker position during the packing process, such as sitting for long periods, shows poor ergonomic position. Third, consistency in production must be taken into consideration. Therefore, packaging using this machine can help production of tempeh is consistent. Objective, firstly, to determine the concept for wrapper feeder, and soybean feeder mechanism system for mini tempeh packaging machine. Secondly is to design the wrapper feeder and soybean feeder mechanism system for mini tempeh packaging machine using SolidWorks software. That is to stimulate the system of wrapper feeder and soybean feeder system by applying Arduino Uno programming. And lastly is to fabricate the prototype of wrapper feeder and soybean feeder mechanism system mini tempeh packaging machine. For the scope, first scope is this project is focuses on packaging tempeh using paper only. Secondly is this project only focus on fabricate prototype of mini model tempeh packaging machine. Third is focusing this project on small and medium enterprise SME to make it easy for them to fabricate this mini model. Using SolidWorks software to sketch the project design and produce a simulation to make the mini tempeh machine works. Arduino Uno is used as a mechanism in generating instruction to the system and making the machine automated system. Lastly is model prototype is created to demonstrate the mechanism works. Okay, for literature review. In industry of tempeh, the packaging process usually using manual hand packaging. It's seen irrelevant among the industry or tempeh producer. This is because they believe producing tempeh manually or traditionally able to keep the flavor or freshness of the tempeh. Secondly is ergonomic issues on rapid work pace, repetitive motion pattern, insufficient recovery time, and non-neutral body posture. Okay. There are types of packaging tempeh that we always see in industry or market. Firstly is plastic packaging. Secondly is banana leaves. That is food grade wrapping paper. Okay. This is the flowchart of manual packaging. Firstly, we have to prepare the paper wrapper or just a paper wrapper. Secondly, we have to fill soybean on wrapper paper. Third is we fold the paper wrapper that have been filled with the soybean. And lastly is we compact the tempeh with rubber band. After doing this all process, we can store the soybean or tempeh to warm temperature area so the fungus can grow perfectly. Okay, for automatic process of packaging tempeh, the system requires a bit of skill to operate it, and the rest of the packing work will be done automatically by the machine. The Arduino Uno used on this mini model functions to detect and send all the conveyors information received on the system, such as servo motors and system conveyors. The process of packing tempeh are divided into 4 stations, which is paper feeding, soybean feeding, paper folding, and adhesive sticking. In this project, paper feeding and soybean feeding are focused and proceed. Just two of mechanism, just paper feeding and soybean feeding. Okay, there is the parts in the automatic process. The firstly is conveyor system. Conveyor system is function to move paper from one station to another station. Secondly, servo motor functions open and close the door on soybean feeder or the tank when receive signal from the sensor. Next is coil spring. Coil spring acts to give a pressure to the paper in tank so the paper can easily out from tank one by one. For this scheme, this scheme is used to separate paper from tank separate paper from tank by make a rotary movement under the tank and acts to push the paper out one by one. Okay. Methodology. Okay, first methodology step is research about manual and automatic process. Secondly is operation of machine. In this process, ideas for forming a machine collect. Mechanism appropriate to the project will be applied to the machine. Next is planning concept design. All design and sketching are collect, and the best design that's suitable with the mechanism will be proceed with the project. After that, SolidWorks drawing, SolidWorks design, process drawing design, and process SolidWorks design are based on sketching before and after finalize the drawing. Simulation can be animated on this software. Next is fabrication and Arduino setting. This programming and coding will be set on Arduino to make sure the machine works well. Lastly, analyze cost and estimate time process. We will calculate and count it to make this machine achieve the objective. This is the concept of mechanism. There are two concepts, which is the first is paper feeder. Paper feeder using coil spring to press the paper in tank. This can be used to separate and remove the paper from tank one by one to the conveyor. Soybean feeder use sensor to detect paper when arrive at soybean feeder. And for the servo motor act open and close the door of soybean tank when sensor detect paper. This is a project design or sketching of paper and soybean feeder. As we can see, paper feeder design. The coil spring, this is the coil spring, and this is this scheme. Coil spring will function to press the paper in the tank. Okay, tank, and this scheme acts separate paper one by one. This is the paper. This scheme will push the paper out from the tank. Okay, this is the way out. Paper will out from this hole, the mini hole in on the bottom of the tank. Therefore, soybean feeder, soybean will be put on the tank. this is tank. Soybean will be put on the tank. When paper arrive at the mall, this is paper. Paper arrive at the mall. Then the sensor will detect the paper and send signal to the servo in the tank. And the servo motor will open the door to dispense the soybean from tank to the mall. This is that door, the mini door. Is the soybean will dispense from this way and go to this mall. Next, automation process. There are two components that used in automation process, which is hardware component and software component. For hardware component, we use Arduino Uno, or ultrasonic sensor, and wire jumper. For software component, Arduino IDE software used to make a programming and coding for Arduino Uno. Result discussion. The expected result that will be achieved at the end of the project is that each mechanism discussed can be perfectly adapted to the machine prototype. Each process can be demonstrated through simulation and animation based on design drawings on SolidWorks. Coding will be programmed into the Arduino Uno and then apply the coding to the machine prototype. Sensors and servomotor functions and act based on instructions that have been programmed on the Arduino. This is the GANT chart from week 1 to week 14. Project title confirmation, submitting project proposal, collect the information, draft chapter 1, draft chapter 2, draft chapter 3, completion of report writing, submission of PSM1 report, preparation of PSM1 seminar, and lastly PSM1 seminar. That's all for my presentation video. Thank you and stay safe.